What's up, guys? It's me, Shane, here to give you another Digimon review and recap. And today's Digimon Adventure 2020 episode is episode 9, The Ultimate Digimon Attacks. So, in this one, we get something a little bit different. We get a Digimon encyclopedia reading of Agumon telling us about him, his ties with Tai, his attack, and curiously enough, they call him a rookie level Digimon, which is the English interpretation of the Digimon ranks. In Japan, they're called, child, adult, perfect, and mega. What we call mega is called ultimate. So I guess from now on, since the translation shows the American side, I'll start referring to them by their American side. And then we get into the music. We get our nice little recap of what happened last time when they took the fortress with their new pal Yamato and Gabumon. And now we're here with Tai reading the ancient writings, and it states that the holy Digimon are more or less captured by whoever owns that fortress. And the children surmise, mostly Mimi, she says it first, but they surmise that the holy Digimon are probably on the continent that they're at. So since the evil Digimon keep attacking them, maybe they can find out where they're holding the holy Digimon by questioning them and moving on. We also get a little recap of what's going on in the real world. They gave it, as with most real things, they give it a name. It's called like the blackout disaster or something like that. And we are privy to seeing the Soundbird Mon doing these sound waves in front of Ogremon, who's kneeling with his club down, and we get that shadowy picture of Devimon. If you've seen the original Digimon, you know this Devimon. And he's telling them, I'm going to give you more forces, but do not fail me. You know what the consequences are if you fail me. And, Ogremon shouts out. So while the children are trying to figure out their next step, make sure I got this right. While the children are trying to figure out their next step, Ogremon appears. And Ogremon he is he is definitely powered up from the original Digimon Adventure. Uh, while he is less coherent when he talks, because he kind of almost speaks in broken, I won't say broken English, but almost speaks in broken sentences, like he takes a minute to finish sentences, or he says things like pride and stuff like that. And of course, he crashes through, and they're like, "Who are you? Where's the, why are you attacking us again? Where's the holy Digimon? This and that and another." And he's like, in his broken words, he's saying, "I'm gonna fight Agumon. You and Agumon, Tai. You broke my horn. My horn is my pride. Fight you and beat you. My pride comes back." And it's like, wow. And Agumon and Tai don't back down from this challenge. Since it's a matter of pride, they engage. Tai, the children are very much engaged when it comes to making the Digimon Digivolve, because it's Agumon in that great sequence turning into Greymon, and it's crazy because Ogremon before was like a human-ish size, like maybe 7 or 8 feet tall, but humanish size. And Greymon's this giant dinosaur. In this battle, they are almost equal height. Like Greymon's here and Ogremon's like here. Like they're catching each other's fists and stuff. And this battle is great. It was really fierce and really strong in the beginning. And of course, coming in from the sky are Cordramon Green this time. And they're shooting their lasers. And unfortunately, Yamato and Gabumon, the only ones to start digivolving and trying to handle this. The bombardment kind of catches the other children off guard. And as all the Cordramon send a beam at once, we get this large blast coming through, blocking it. And Koshiro, Izzy, if you're American, but Koshiro, he appears with Kabuterimon. Kabuterimon does kind of a kabuki joke. It's a Japanese thing. And they're there. He's flown the whole way. He couldn't stay in his mega form. Couldn't stay in his champion form for that long. The attack's called Mega Blaster. And you get something interesting when Ogremon turns around and roars loudly and says, "Leave. I don't need help with this fight." And he's basically shooing the Cordramon away. And Koshiro even is kind of, apprehensive, like, is the attack really over? And Ogremon and Greymon go back into fighting. It's amazing because in the first part of the fight, Ogremon shows this fist attack, the Howken, which is almost like Hadouken, but he punches, sends a large purple fist wave, and it looks pretty darn cool, right? I don't remember him ever doing anything like that in the original. He would just like throw his club and stuff like that. But in this one, when Greymon, relinquishes him of his club and they're going at it, and when I mean going at it, I mean like Ogremon is punching Greymon in the face. Greymon is like trying to claw at his head and slapping him with the tail. And when he gives out a Howken, Greymon does a Mega Flame, and they collide, and the Mega Flame breaks the attack, hits Ogremon. It's like, I believe we're led to believe that this should be the end of the fight, even though it looks like Ogremon can get back up and keep going. And it's amazing because Piomon, Biomon, had said that it looks that their fight now is completely different. Whereas earlier it was very, very fierce. Now it's kind of like they're enjoying the battle, which can be you can kind of see this in almost a lot of animes where persons and peoples or things when they battle and they have a bitter rivalry. A lot of times that rivalry is quelled because I forget what anime and what person said it, but you understand a person when you meet fist to fist. So when you fight, you understand their heart, they understand yours. You understand the type of person they are based on how they fight. And as we're in the midst of this battle, suddenly these missiles come down, missiles with faces. If you've seen these before, you've seen the first Digimon with Skull Greymon or with Metal Greymon or with any of the other Ultimate Digimon that shoot these missiles that have mouths on them, and sometimes they have eyes, but they mostly have mouths. And this whole thing is just this whole area, the whole fortress. This thing is turned almost into complete rubble. And out from the flames is Metal Tyrannomon, the ultimate Digimon. And one of the things I do particularly like is that the chosen Digimon, without having Koshiro having to open up the encyclopedia, they say, "Hey, this is the ultimate level Digimon," which again, I believe they're translating it for American audiences. If you remember the uh, American way of saying the ranks, the Japanese word I know they're using is perfect. So they've reached this perfect form. They've reached this ultimate strong form, and this thing is like this thing is laying waste, and it ends up this thing is huge, Godzilla huge, and I can see now why they kind of made Greymon and Ogremon seem the same height because Metal Tyrannomon, one of my favorite Digimon. I love it. Whenever I raise my digital pets, I always end up raising one. This thing stomps on Ogremon, like completely flattens him. Like not Looney Tune-ish, but he's pressed into the ground. And I the bombardment didn't allow Garurumon to jump in here, but Ty and Greymon, going to do their best to handle this, right? And he's trying to claw it. He's using Mega Flare. Once they see Ogremon get hurt, it's like this enemy turned rival, and this is I don't want to say it's tropey, but it's the thing you see in anime where it's like, hey, that's your guy. Why are you hurting this? Why are you hurting your guy? What are you doing? They get so enraged, and you would think for a minute that Greymon's about to digivolve because his eyes turn blue. And if you know anything about the old Digimon show, Metal Greymon has blue eyes. So I'm like, oh wow, is he going to digivolve? But as Metal Tyrannomon's making his counterattack, which is on his left hand, he has a laser, and the laser, once he showed up, the laser was breaking everything up, and Greymon gets lasered straight in the face. They're trying to figure out what are we going to do because now Greymon has turned back into Agumon. They're tired, they're weak. This is a perfect level, sorry, an ultimate level Digimon, while the highest level they've gotten to is champion. And suddenly Ogremon gets up, and Ogemon's like, I'm not going to be replaced. You're not going to replace me. and he lets out this very powerful feral roar to get Metal Tyrannomon's attention. And Metal Tyrannomon is just Godzilla levels of awesomeness when it comes to strength, because you see the black smoke coming out of his mouth. They haven't shown where his missiles come from yet, but I'm pretty sure they will show that. Um, Ogremon lets out a Howkin because now he's so badly damaged. His right horn is gone, but also now his right eye is blackened. And when you see the design for him, yeah, I believe they do that to show like, yeah, his eye is swollen, is gone, is beaten up. And his left arm is down. He used the Howkin and carves a path and uses all this strength. And he tells Tai, Agumon, and the rest of the children, like, go straight. The Holy Digimon is that way. Go straight. And they're like, oh, oh crap! He's telling us where to go. And kind of Tai can kind of see he's Tai is literally front and center, so he's seeing what's going on, and I think he knows what's going to happen next. And Ogremon is just jumping into the air, gathering this powerful purple aura. I'm a big fan of purple, big purple aura, and he's getting ready with the strong Howkin. But of course, they'll turn him on. He's fresh out the gate. He's super powerful. He's a level above him. He's shooting out that amazing laser beam, and we get the whole whiteout of the face as he's being engulfed, and the lines and the whiteout lines that they usually do in some of the animes, and it's this large explosion, and this is where we are left off with. So, are we to is Ogremon dead? I don't know. Some thoughts on this. I said I was going to give it to episode 10, and the recap, and then the preview for episode 10. They didn't show his face, but if you pay attention to the intro song, you can tell Metal Greymon's coming. And while some people, and I've seen online with the second episode, third episode being Omnimon, Omegamon, people complaining about things going quickly, this seems like a decent natural progression. Because if you're going against an ultimate level, you're going to need your leader, and more or less Tai and Yamato. It seems like Tai is the leader, though. If I'm thinking in terms of like Sentai, it seems like he's the leader. So I believe Metal Greymon is showing up next, and I have to give this episode 5. Like, sure, we get one new Digimon, and I'm not going to take away points from that because it is the big bad, like the big bad. It is the big bad. This is the thing that you can't handle in one episode. You got to handle it in two. And excuse me. And the fight between Okamon and Greymon, part 1 and part 2 of this episode, very well done. I don't know who was in charge of figuring out Digimon monster choreography. They did a great job. And yeah, it seems kind of crazy that Ogremon is the same size as Greymon, because we've seen Ogremon ride on a Quadramon, which would either say that he's the same height as the Quadramon, but the Quadramon is strong enough to carry him, or is Quadramon Blue larger than Greymon. At this time, I don't care. It was a great visual. It was an amazing fight. This completely differs from the original, where Ogremon's rival was Leomon. And Ogremon didn't really have, I don't remember him having a Haugen, having a purple, enlarging purple fist thing. But this rivalry he had with Greymon, rivalry turn, is a respectful rivalry. I don't want to call him friend, but he did just show them the way, because he is annoyed, and he was pissed with them, but now he's more pissed with Devimon, which is fairly interesting. I'm wondering if Devimon will actually be Myotismon, because in digital pets and card games and the video games, you go Devimon to Myotismon, and then I believe Myotismon there can go to, Mallow Myotismon, Venom Myotismon. I don't know if he can go to Piedmon. I don't know if we're going to get the Dark Masters in this, but it's pretty darn interesting, right? I mean, a champion level Digimon like Devimon has a Metal Tyrannomon on his side, unless you mean to tell me several of these Sound Birdmon were able to control this thing, then okay, I can. If you have a large group like the one we saw earlier, talking with allowing Ogremon to talk to Devimon, makes a lot of sense. I can buy it. That's fine. I just find it interesting because then that means if he's able to control this thing, that means that Devimon's as a champion and is a dark champion, and obviously he's supposed to be the devil, but that means he must be incredibly strong then. And I'm looking forward to seeing when they finally meet him, how are they going to beat him? Because I have a hunch that based on the intro and based on what we've seen in past episodes, that the Holy Digimon would have came from. And if you care about spoilers, sorry, this is full of spoilers anyway. But my theory is that Patamon and Gatomon came from Ophanimon and Seraphimon, and that Ty's sister and Yamato's brother, they're gonna be the chosen ones with them and be their guardians. Which it already seems that Kari is already showing like she kind of knows what's going on. She even thanked Ty for saving them, and he's kind of like I don't know what you're talking about, but obviously she knows. So I'm interested in seeing how they're gonna address that because they kind of addressed it in the old series. That's like, hey, she was around when all this stuff happened. I'm really interested in seeing how they're going to do it in this reboot. I'm excited. Like I said several minutes earlier, the music is great for the evolution. The music during the battles is amazing. The acting is top notch. The interactions between the characters. There's even a little bit of comedy when Joe is telling Cordraman, "Yeah, you get out of here," and Tenenbaum's like, "You didn't do that though. You didn't make them go away." Interactions with the Digimon and the children are amazing. The fights are amazing. Now we're ramping up. Now we're getting somewhere. Just like I said, 5 reviews ago. This is gonna get a 5. Excellent job, Digimon. Just 2 claps all around. Even I love that you guys are here for my reviews and my rants, but reviews and recaps. Please, oh please, do yourself a favor and watch this. After this video, go watch it because me describing, like I always tell you, I can describe to you. I take notes. But I'm watching this as well, and I'm watching it for the first time, and I'm loving it. The words I say cannot do it justice. You definitely got to watch it yourself. So, tell me, have you seen the episode? Even if you have seen the episode, are you excited? Are you happy where things are going? Because I know I am. So please, like the video, share the video, subscribe. When you subscribe, please hit the notification bell so you can be notified. I typically put up these reviews on Sunday, the day after the episode comes out. I'm not going to pirate this. I could get it much sooner, but I'm not going to pirate it. I'm going to watch it through Hulu. Typically give you a video on Sunday. I give you videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But Thursdays for sure. I'm going to make another video letting you guys what I'm doing and how I'm conducting this channel. But please, be good, be blessed. I'll see you next time.